Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for the podcast that's rated the 17th most popular podcast out of 32 podcasts listened to by bicycle delivery people in Nova Scotia. So we thank all the bicycle delivery people who participated in our survey. Today in Psalm 87, we are going to read verse 3. Let me read that for you. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God, Selah. Now yesterday we talked about the love of God for the gates of Zion. The Lord loves the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Why? Well, that's because the people of God march through the gates of God. Has always been that way, will always be that way. And then we come to the city itself. O city of God, glorious things are spoken of thee. And I got to thinking about that, glorious things being spoken of the city of God. Where in the Bible might we find some glorious things being spoken? Well, if you go back, and I told you yesterday we're going to take a deep dive into the into the New Testament, into one of the books of the New Testament. And so today we're going to go to Revelation chapter 21 and take a real good look at this city of God. John writes in chapter 21, "And he carried me away in the Spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like to the stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and the gates had 12 angels, and the names were written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel." And then he describes the gates, and he describes the wall, and he describes the foundations, and he describes the measure of the city. He measures the wall, its height, its breadth, its width. He describes the foundation stones, what each stone is made of. And he describes all of that. And then he comes to verse 22. "And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it. For the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall no night be there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it, and there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defiles." So you see, glorious things are spoken of the city of God. You read that and you think, wow, that's a place now. That's a place I want to be. That's a place I want to visit. And did you notice the reference to the gates here in Revelation chapter 21? "The gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there." So the gates are always going to be open. The Lord loves the gates of Zion, and they're always open, always ready to receive. And who are they receiving? Well, they're receiving both the saved nations and they're receiving the nations of the earth that are around at the time when this takes place, because all the glory of the nations is going to enter in through those gates. And then we have the Selah there at the end. It nicely breaks up the psalm. We have 2 Selahs in this psalm, and here we're going to break, and then tomorrow we'll come back and look at those nations. Revelation kind of gave us a quick glimpse of the nations that are coming. We'll see a little bit about that tomorrow, so join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Hey there, friends. Just wanted to remind you to go out and get yourself a copy of my new book, Christianity to the Life, by Cotton Mather, edited by me, David Smith. You can find it at Amazon. It's a paperback. It's also in Kindle form, so you can get it for your Kindle or you can get it for your library at home, however you'd like to have it. If you do, I really would appreciate if you would write a review after reading it. Let me know what you think. And it's a really good book. It'll encourage your Christian walk with the Lord. So go out and get Christianity to the Life today on Amazon. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.